let's say, nektarios, I fully paid for the cost. Where would you go? Anywhere. Like, you could go to like a specific island or just a country or any particular like monument or something. Okay, that's pretty cool. But next one is nektarios. When do you feel most like yourself? What makes you feel most like you? I'm just gonna move the mic up. My back was starting to hurt a little bit. Okay. Most people listening to ASMR use it to help with relaxation. I'm not sure if that's the same case for you, but I guess we'll see. But mine is nektarios. If you didn't have to sleep, if you didn't have to use this video to help you relax, what would you do with all that extra time? I'm hoping your sleep schedule wasn't so bad that, like, I hope that this would give you around like at least an extra 6 hours. Preferably 8, preferably 8. Nektarios, I hope you get 8 hours of sleep at least. At least 8 hours. It's quite a lot of time. I'm unsure whether you'll hear my answers as we go, but for some of them I will feel compelled to let you know anyways. But I would definitely spend the time playing video games. I feel like everything's been so busy, I've had less of a chance. Anyways, back to you, nektarios. I apologise. What are small things in your daily routine that make your day better? Small things that make your day better. It could be like listening to your favourite song in the car coming back from work or school or the gym or something. What are the small things that make your day better, nektarios? What are the small things that make your day better? I don't know why the motorcycles are being so loud. I'm hoping they're not coming through too loudly. I'll try and edit it out. Okay, we're gonna take a bit. This one's a bit different from the last few. But nektarios, if you became the supreme leader, if you became elected or just overthrew somebody to become the ruler of a small island nation, let's say you became the ruler of Fiji, what would be your first thing you'd do? Your authority is completely unchallenged. You can kind of do whatever you want. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of things you could do. just for a day. You wouldn't get to pick the day though, it would just be a random day in their life. Does that change your answer? Does that change your answer? Okay. Nektarios. What do you think of tattoos? Do you like tattoos? Do you have any tattoos? I personally don't have any. If I was to get one, I'd get it on my forearm. That's gonna annoy me. But I'd get it on my forearm. I'd get a fine line tattoo. If you don't know what that is, I'm not gonna mansplain to you, hopefully. No. Yeah, you're maybe not a tattoo expert, but it's quite like ornamental and very thin. If you were to get a tattoo, or to get another tattoo, where would be the next place you'd get it? Just gonna take a sip of water. That was the loudest gulp ever. I don't know. Did you hear that? Okay, this is one that I'd like you to put a bit of thought into. It's a question I find quite interesting. So, Nektarios, I really am excited to hear your answer. If you could know the absolute truth about one thing, you'd understand everything behind it. What would you want to know? What would you want to know about? Would you use it to help others, or is this something that only you are curious about? There's so many things. It's crazy how little we know about everything. I'm wondering how many potential answers you came up with for that. Another quite loaded one. But Nektarios, if you were, let's say perhaps in your hypothetical island nation, but if you were to design a perfect society, a utopia, if you will, what would be the principal rule everyone must follow? pages missing from it. They ripped out for overuse. Did you have any books like that? You just read them so much that they just one day just give up. Give up. That's right, my audio wasn't recording. across the stone.